Greetings, my fellow intellectuals and bookworms. It's time for a massively belated second Super Tuesday prediction. Now, everyone knows regular Super Tuesday, how Biden rose in the polls, and how the mainstream media spun the narrative that, hey, Biden recovered, when in reality all he did was win delegates in states that he was going to win anyway. And even then, Sanders is trailing. And Biden jumped up substantially, but he has dementia, and before you say Trump won't attack him on that because, well, he doesn't have dementia, because he isn't mentally fit, he will. He attacked Mike for being for being involved in sexual harassment when he is. And Sanders might be too nice to go for the jugular, but he should in this. So here's the states we have today. We have Idaho, which is probably going to go for Biden, although Sanders is probably going to do surprisingly well and get a few delegates out of it. It's my iPad. The main reason is I'm pulling up what the states available are. Idaho will probably go for Sanders, for Biden. Mississippi, Biden will do pretty well among the so-called, what I call Delta Democrats, African American and poor whites who lean more conservatively, but are still Democrats. So he'll very likely carry Mississippi, and hell, he might even do somewhat all right. Although canceling a rally for coronavirus is smart, but in all honesty, politically speaking, that's dangerous. It shows that he's afraid of it. It shows weakness. And since only Biden did it, honestly, I would attack him on that. Also, his gaffes today, like how he can't remember President Obama's name, again, suggests dementia. So Idaho, again. Mississippi, that one's pretty safe for Biden. Although Sanders will get a surprising number of them. Missouri, honestly, Biden's going to do all right in that. Although I think it'll be much closer than the mainstream media thinks. North Dakota, Sanders somewhat interestingly has that one on lock. Washington State, Sanders will carry that one and most of the delegates. Michigan, although despite saying Biden's up by 20%, it will probably be a lot closer than people think. I think that there'll probably be a relatively 50-50 split between Sanders or Biden. There are three candidates left, as you know: Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting in. But Biden is the weakest candidate nationwide. There's not a single poll which has him beating Trump in any of the battleground states. He's lowest against Trump nationwide, and his gaffes not only are a pattern, but it's starting to suggest he has mental problems. So I have no clue why he's doing well. But then again, in Michigan, that doesn't really matter. A lot of people like to vote for their candidate a lot like buying a brand of gasoline or buying a type of bread. The name recognition, it's what I know. And then again, also Biden bailed out the auto industry in Detroit, which could help him here. So I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Although Honestly, if the Democrats run Biden, they're not only going to lose the election, but by a landslide. And I've heard ideas that maybe they're trying to lose the election and that they want 4 more years for Trump to fuck shit up rather than having Bernie. But in all honesty, that's a dumbass strategy. And if it is, fuck you, first of all, for being a dumbass. Second of all, why in the hell would you want... I get that gives you your opponents more time to fuck up, but honestly, that's worse. So you're gonna lose an election when, a party should be to win elections. And I mean, also, keep in mind, a lot of states, early vote states, and some of these middle states had people on the ballot, and they printed their ballots early. In this case, the problem is that a lot of these people voted for people like Mike Bloomberg or Pete Buttigieg, who are out of the race. And some of these dropped-out candidates have more than 100 delegates. So I think a decent number of delegates are going to go to Bloomberg and probably Warren, even though it's dropped out. And I mean, honestly, if given a choice between voting for Biden and voting for Trump, I'm not sure I want to vote. I voted in every election I've been eligible for so far, but I'm not sure that I could actually stomach that choice. I mean, I'd probably prefer to throw away my vote on a third-party vote, or honestly, not even third-party. I'd probably just write in Sanders and hope that my ballot is counted on that. But in all honesty, if given that choice, I hate Trump. I hate the Republicans, especially because they're evangelical and are very against rights for my people. But I'd probably have to pick Trump. And that's not out of spite or anything, but that's just because I would hate to have Biden in office. And Democrats abroad, basically that's every single person who lives overseas who is, as a result, eligible to vote in the U.S. election. A lot of those are military personnel and so on, and just people living outside the U.S. A lot of them will tilt towards Biden, but a decent number of them are very likely people who want to live in other countries because they think the U.S. isn't liberal enough. So I think that will be a split. And if we look at what is a delegate count, it's a very even tie. Biden has 670, Bernie has 579, Warren 69, Bloomberg 61, Pete 26, Amy Klobuchar 7, Tulsi Gabbard 2. And I think that in this case, those numbers will shift, and a lot of the states that Biden will win, enough delegates will actually go to the other side, same as before. I don't get why the media has been avoiding talking about Biden's gaffes. I mean, the best hope for Biden at this point is a split delegation, but if you split the delegation enough on the first time that you have a brokered convention, you might eke out a victory there, but that kind of sucks because I don't think I would want to vote for Biden. I mean, I don't want 4 more years of Trump, but I also don't want Biden with his dementia in office. What does this red button do? Boom, everyone's dead. So that's my analysis. Some of my other analyses turned out to be wrong. Now, in all honesty, it's not that my prediction ability has gone down or that I've gotten more of them wrong. My prediction ability is still well over 70%. It's that mitigating factors came out literally the day of the election. It's almost unheard of for people to change their mind before they go to vote, because if you don't know who you want to vote for on the day of the election, most people at that point just stay home. So, again, and I want to thank you to all my new people. I've gotten at least 20 more. We're now very close to 50 subscribers, and some of my election videos are sometimes getting over 100 views. So I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day. And I will keep doing these primary predictions as well as a general prediction and updating it as usual. I will probably also do an hour policy video like my similar ones, and I'll likely do an hour book review for you today. Bye.